get up onto my shoulder here, okay? And I'm shooting my butt out, making an L, keeping my hands up, elbows in. And then I'm pulling back. And this is something that normal humans don't really practice doing, okay? So I'm gripping the mat, pulling my butt back, shooting my butt back, pulling my butt back, shooting my butt back, pulling. Okay, let's go. Let's pick on Jake. He's the new blue belt, right? So he's on his back. So knee ride. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to start from our side control. So quite often when you go to knee ride, imagine you are rolling against a big guy like Jake. All right, he starts, I've passed his legs and he starts to bench press me, right? If he starts to bench press me, what's going to come next? The movement he just did. So if he starts bench pressing me, he starts moving his hip away, getting his knee through, man, I'm screwed, okay? So what we do is we've got to stop these legs from coming in, but once he bench presses us, we're pretty helpless. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide our right shin, okay, or knee, depending on how you think of it, across. So I'm going to take this blue leg and cover up his blue belt. So you imagine I've just got past his legs, he starts bench pressing at me, I come up and I cover his belt and see my other foot. It's very crucial that it's up, knee facing up. Trust me later. And then your foot will be in line with his shoulder. Okay? This will not do. Okay? There's actually a lot of counters that you can do if I hold like this. I want to be up like this. Where are my hands? Two shoulders. Okay? So that's going to practice us getting to the knee ride. Again, I've got past his legs, he bench presses me, so I jump up and I get to my knee ride position. So just do that today. You might as well practice the offensive part, not just the defensive part. So once I'm here in this offensive knee ride position, I've got a lot of cool things I can do. Let's just quickly review some of the most popular ones and then I'll show you one of my favorites. So one of the things, if he puts this arm up, right, he gets armbarred here. If he pushes my knee with the far arm, he gets armbarred on the other side. If he decides to keep his elbows to himself, because he's tired of getting armbarred, I'll just come in and cross choke him. Okay? Now he defends the cross choke and he's holding on, he won't let me get this. So I sit him up and I'll take his back and I'll put my choke in straight away. So you can kind of see that the world doesn't look too bright for him once I put my 95 kilograms through that belly, through my knee. So what does he want to do? Let's switch roles. When I'm getting knee ridden, first things first, guys, is I want to keep my elbows close and my hands up near my neck. Okay? Now what I want to do is got to hold on to this leg. I have to hold on to this leg. Because what I'm about to do next is hold onto his belt or just punch him in the hip, not a literal punch obviously, just place my fist. Or you can even put your hand here on the knee. But if I put my hand here or here and I hadn't grabbed that leg, all he does is step over and do the technique we did just a few nights ago. So, first hand, pretty important, hold that knee. So now when he goes to step over for that armbar, yeah, that's not going to work, all right? Unless he's been doing like the Thigh Master 2000 for all of his life. So, he's here, I go one, okay, inogi, just hold, pretty simple. 1, 2. And guys, see how my hands are now stiff? My arms are stiff. I don't want to go with bent arms, otherwise my triceps best be stronger than his body weight. Good luck with that. So, sometimes he's too close for my long lanky arms to be locked out. So I move myself away. Hey presto, okay? And now I do my escape we started with. Hip out until his knee is off my belly. Now I let the leg go, get up to an elbow, and now get up to my knees here. Okay? So that's our escape. He'll then lie down, and then I move up to my knee ride. Okay? And now he grabs knee, belt, moves out, and then gets back up. And look how he's kept me away. He kept me away that whole time. If he bends that arm, I can start doing evil things to him. So he's got to lock it out. It's like a match. Straight, strong. Right? If you get a bent match, that's a weak match. Okay? One last time. He's on knee on belly on me. So his right knee will be across, left foot out, good position. Practice your balance. Okay? 1, 2. Inogi, 1, 2. Okay? Here. Out. out to the knee, and then I take my lower close side leg, my right leg, and I take it out, and I'm keeping this straight. So if he's trying to choke me or do anything, he's just out of reach. If I bend it, he ain't out of reach. Okay, so especially if you're against a big guy, make sure you keep your hand locked. Locked is strong. It's like push-ups. If you rest here, you can rest here for ages. Yeah, tell me what it's like resting here, okay? So let's do this with our partners, 1 for 1. Knee right escapes. We call this a belt push knee right escape. But the big thing is, get the pants first. If you don't get the pants, all you're gonna get is a sore arm. All right, let's go. Hip movement, a little bit of strength just to hold your arm straight, because most people don't fully lock it out. So if you're sort of slack, you kind of want to be strong. If you've got good technique, you won't need the strength. So now we have a look at front control, another position where we're going to have to learn to escape from. Now front control is very hard to escape from because it's very far from your feet. I'm going to show you guys a whole bunch of different escapes from here. And based on your body types will really determine which one you go for. Okay? Try them all, but I can pretty much just tell you which one you would do. So I'll try to explain the generic attributes that give rise to each escape. But think about this, guys. They're going to start on top of us, so I'll borrow Scott this time. And Scott's got me in front control. Okay, so my hands are in. I wouldn't want my hands to be out like this because now he can attack my arms. Roll me up, Kimura. Okay, arm bars, back takes, all this bad stuff from me. Alright, but if my hands aren't here, he can also do things like north-south chokes on me. Like this, right? So, hands up as always, but I've got him here. What you'll soon realise is you will not have much strength in your hands. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to hold on to him. Okay? And I'm going to try to sort of pull him down a little bit on me, just so I keep my elbows nice and tight. Now I creep my feet in. I'm going to give him a big bridge. Okay? I'll give him a big bridge. And now I try to lift my elbows, just that little bit. Don't try to lift with your hands, good luck with that. Don't try to lift just with your elbows, it's too weak. But if I go hips and elbows, it's quite easy to get a bit of distance. Now I have a few things I can do. Primarily, I'm trying to get one knee on the inside. Okay? I'm trying to get one knee in this, sorry, inefficient there. Trying to get one knee on the inside of his arms that encompass this control area below his chest. So let's have a look here. He's got me. I'm in my good position. Okay, I can even hold the belt if I wish. From here, I creep my hands in. I give him a bridge, and now my elbows take the last bit. Okay, so as soon as I do that, I need to bring a knee in. Let's be careful we don't knee him in the head. Okay? I mean, combatively, sure, feel free, but have you noticed that he can knee me in the head? Yeah. So I definitely wouldn't play that game. You're definitely going to be outstruck. So I want you to go hip up, elbows, and then get your knee in front. And now you're going to drive it all the way through, and you're going to be left with 99% of the time a head and an arm in between your two legs. So this gives rise to what submission? Triangle. Alright? So to do a triangle, we can't just try to squeeze here. What we need to do is we need to go all the way around. Okay? So there's a lot of rotation in this escape. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cut the angle so our spines are basically perpendicular. Now from this position, I can lock my shin behind my knee, okay? And this choke is all about my hamstring and his neck. Forget about the triangle. Forget about the arm. All of that is detail. It's all about neck and hamstring. So once I've got the lock, I squeeze both hamstrings and he taps, okay? Of course, if he was to see this coming and to pull out, fantastic. We just didn't die. Happy days, all right? He was whooping our ass just a second ago. So let's have a look again. Elbows in, hands up. I can hold on to his gi, his belt, or nothing. I creep my feet in, I give him a hit, and now I lift with my elbows. My knee comes in, and now I'm going to keep driving through until our heads are aligned. But now I don't even stop. I've got to keep going. So look, I can hold the head, I can push off his hip, and I turn the corner, okay? I could also keep my feet crossed, use my hand under his leg or arm, and turn the corner. So I can either facilitate it with my legs, or I can facilitate it with my arm. But either way I lock, and then squeeze as you pull his head into this hamstring, okay? So don't try to plantar flex your feet like this. I want you to dorsiflex your feet, okay? So for some of the color belts on the mat, we've been doing the last couple of nights, 3/4 arm bars or 3/4 Jujikatami. So to practice that for the color belts, you want to be here, hip up, get the knee in. We go through for the triangle, but he now leans his head away. So now it's like, it's hard to lock. So I cross my feet. It's the only armbar we cross our feet. And I go over the far hip for my armbar here. Okay? So we're breaking armbar rules. That's why the blue belts are the only ones allowed to do it. So, one last time. White belt version. Okay? Color belt version, he leans his head away. I cross my feet, out over the hip. Okay? So you can't do that armbar slow because it's a shallow armbar. So it's very tight, the fold comes very close to the joint, very good break, but you can't just hold it there forever because if he pulls it out this much, it's out. All right? So let's escape front control, guys. Remember, our hip powers our elbows. So for those of you who are doing any Olympic lifting, does anyone here do any Olympic lifting? I'm the only idiot that doesn't. Okay, no worries. Well, let's pretend this is a big, heavy barbell, okay? So those guys in the Olympics that are lifting drastically much more than me, they're getting these crazy weights above their head, but no one can lift it like that. What we're doing is we come up and we hit it with our hips and our thighs hit the bar so hard that when our elbows come up, the bar lands and our spine is erect and we can stand up, okay? So then when we do what you call a clean and jerk, the other Olympic lift, it's our elbows going up. These are crazy strong body movements, but you can't just do it like this or something. You've got to learn the technique. And we do very similar technique when we do this escape. It's our hip and our elbows. But then rather than landing in a deep squat like an Olympic lifter, I land like a deep squat, but it's just to get my knee in. And then I turn the corner. If I want the triangle, I turn a full 270 degrees. Okay? So let's give it a shot. If this is the first time you've seen it, you'll probably just get the escape. Killer. But if you've seen it already, you might get the triangle. For the color belts, hopefully you get all the way through to the 3/4 armbar. All right, guys, this is our last week of escapes. Then we're moving on to attacks. Okay, let's go. We are going to start tonight in the knee ride position. You know where we're going to be starting in about 5 minutes time, right? So we're going to start in that knee ride position. So let's quickly review that, make sure we've got a really good technique. Can I borrow you, James, please? So James is on his back, and remember guys, if you're wearing a gi, you can grab their gi. But if you're not both wearing gis, no one grabs anything, okay? So a good knee ride. I cover his hips. I like to hold the shoulders down. My knee faces north, okay? My toes are out, all right? So from this position, we kind of know that if he wiggles towards us, it's not going to be super effective because my toes are on the ground. So I've got quite a good wedge here by his hip. However, the open sides, okay, are out towards this direction. So that's generally going to be how he gets you off. He's going to sort of hold you where you were, and he's going to wiggle over that way, and you can't follow. Once he gets to his knees or back to guard, it's over, okay? So even if you fall down to side control, it's over. The drill is over, okay? So we're going to play this game as a wall drill. So if you escape, okay, or you control them and you've controlled them for a long time, as soon as they escape, they stay in and then you go to the wall. Okay, so the person who wins the drill will stay in, okay? And then it's your turn to do the opposite of whatever you did. So if you just attacked, you defend. All right, so let's just have a look at the key movement pattern we're trying to breed tonight. Again, it doesn't really matter if you win or lose, guys. This is like weights in a weights gym. It's not me versus the weights. The weights are to help you get healthy and strong. So, as he goes to move this way, this is like a little fishing outboard motor. okay? Like if you guys, like they fish for bass in the States, I guess we probably don't do that much here in Australia, maybe in Victoria. But you have these little motors that just keep you moving around, you know, the little waterways. So this is like a little electric outboard fishing motor here. So as he goes to move, watch, it's constantly, go move away from me. That's it, see how it's constantly motoring? It's constantly going. Don't just leave it static. The worst would be something like this, then good luck moving with it. But you gotta keep that motor going at all times. You know what I mean? You gotta keep your car idling, otherwise, you know, if it's not in gear, good luck moving when you need to. Alright? So just practice. So you've got it almost like it's a little outboard motor. It's like puttering away. So it's constantly ready to follow. And if you move towards me, it's puttering backwards. Right? It could go in reverse at any time. So let's just start with our partners. Okay?